Deep in the heart of every American lies the burning desire to hop in a helicopter and blast fortunate sun while turning the countryside of Vietnam into a burning hellscape. Patrol lets you live out this twisted dark fantasy in a game about the Vietnam War, but not really a realistic version of the conflict. Instead, a rather dramatic retelling of the war, one where every step forward is slowly and steadily tearing you down. At its absolute core, the game is a D6 dice pool, where 6s are successes and 1s are failures. If you have one of the many skills in the game, you'll count 5 up as successes. Now, some of these checks have a difficulty, others are opposed, but regardless, if you roll more 1s than successes, you're fucked up beyond repair, and you're gonna crash and burn pretty damn fast. Now, our characters are boys just entering into this hell pit. These guys have little more than a few supplies, a few skills, and their MOS, Military Occupational Specialty. These are your classes of patrol. For example, the point has stealth, detect, trap, and observation as bonus skills, as well as an additional machete. Each one of them also have their own special ability as well, but most will be using the rather rigid action system highlighted by this game. But first you'll need to distribute 24 points among your 3 attributes. But they are lying to you, as you only have really 9 points to spend, as you must have 5 in each minimum. These are the number of dice you're going to be using in each of these, so more the merrier. From there, you're going to track your psychological profile, which may seem a pretty simple choice, but these 4 will play a pivotal role in how your character is going to descend into Crazy Town. After that, 6 whole XP to round out your character, but XP isn't really strictly bonuses to skills or attributes. XP can be more described as character points, as you'll be forced to buy equipment with them as well, which leads to the weight system. Everything in patrol weighs something, and you'll be managing that weight for everything you do. Go too heavy and you'll start taking penalties to your speed, so strip it all off and go Rambo, but don't do that because you'll fucking die. Now, that isn't the real game, of course. No. This is the real game. Behold the turnaroundle. Everything you do in patrol is taking time increments of about 30 minutes. See those symbols? Those are your statuses. Everything you do, don't do, debate on doing, and anything you choose to do is actually time passing by, and you'll need to chug water, eat food, or get some rest. But they're out there, waiting, plotting, aiming. Most of your actions in the game are built around building or reducing those status effects, taking penalties should they dip too low. If they ever reach the black section, dead. The jungle is eating you and shat your corpse back out. Now, you did pack those ration packs, canteens, and everything else you need, right? During combat, everyone will actually be divided into these units. These broad sections of men are the main unit of patrol. A lone soldier, it won't get caught in a grenade blast, but every piece of damage is going to go straight to his ass. The larger unit there is, the more distribution is possible, as well as firepower. The ideal state of being is keeping a well-organized set of men in smaller units, but rest assured, things will get chaotic and your strategy will fall apart. Combat is actually just a 2-hit roll at the end of things, generating damage to give various members of the other unit. Now, any damage will bump up your injury, and any damage will force a shock check, which can and will take you out automatically. Combat being absurdly dangerous and something you never want to be in. Now, this isn't the actual point of patrol. I was lying. Doubt and fatigue are the real killer out there. You'll build fatigue and doubt through your tour, slowly building up more justification why this war is fucked. And should your fatigue be too high at mission, you'll start losing stats and abilities to pay it off. But how do you mitigate that? Well, victory points. These are different for each of the ideologies, and all of them force you to keep pushing yourself further and further. The higher your fatigue, the more extreme the VPs are you can get. You may start off completing objectives, but before long, you're going to have to start gunning down civilians. Patrol is ultimately a game about the transitory nature of the war. You're always pushing forward, and as you slowly lose yourself until you realize you're knee-deep in the dead and doing some pretty heinous shit. Now, the issue here is actually twofold. First things first is that it's not a complicated game, just pretty dense with the dozens of detailed actions for you and your force to take. Now, the second is the idea of investment. Your character doesn't actually matter. You, the character, do not matter. All that matters is the war you're in and paying it forward constantly. It kind of takes you out of the experience a little bit when you realize that your personal character is pretty much just your ideology, one of those 4 little paths that you have to choose from. It doesn't really have that personal feeling to it that maybe some people would want. If you want a Vietnam War RPG, this is it. But it's not really going to be a personal story of the Vietnam War. My name is Notepad, and this was Patrol. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And many thanks to the plutocrats for sending me boys down the river. Godspeed, good luck, and don't you love a smell of napalm in the morning?